morning, everyone. I hope this finds you well and living your best life in Jesus Christ. I've commented before that I seem to always be looking at the top of someone's head as they stare at their cell phone. I fought this in middle school for years. We seem to have reached a point where it's not uncommon to have to try to have a conversation with someone only to find ourselves talking to their hair as they play a game or respond to texts. And I've noticed that many people are starting to look, I don't know what you call it, hunched over because of this incessant looking down. And I'm not the only one who seems to have noticed this. In a recent article in the Surgical Technology International Journal, it says that looking down at a smartphone with your head bent forward is the equivalent of having a 60-pound weight on your neck. When we consider that millions of people around the world spend an average of 2 to 4 hours daily reading and texting, that neck damage and to the spine and the neck has become a growing health concern, especially among young people. We have many cases of young people who now have permanent neck damage. And they're not only do they have young people, but a whole bunch of people have permanent damage to the necks to the point where they can no longer look up at all. Look, looking down all the time can have serious consequences physically. And I'll tell you that it also has serious consequences spiritually. It's also easy to become spiritually bowed down by the burdens of life. Think about how often we find ourselves discouraged by the problems we face and the needs of those we love. Especially in the current situation, we can become accustomed to looking down all the time, looking at the negative. It's a habit we need to be aware of in our lives. There's so much in this life right now, especially, that we can start to feel anxious about. Even when we know God's truth and believe that He's in control, it can still be a daily battle in our minds and in our hearts. When we just keep looking all around us, we can get easily defeated, drained, impatient, cynical even. We may find ourselves wrestling with worry. Fear might creep in. We lose our focus because we're so distracted on all the things that can never really give us strength and hope anyway. In the Old Testament, the psalmist understood this weight of concern, and yet he saw hope as he wrote in Psalm 146, 6 through 8. He said, "The maker of heaven and earth, the sea, and everything in them remains forever faithful. He upholds the cause of the oppressed and gives food to the hungry. The Lord sets prisoners free. The Lord gives sight to the blind. The Lord lifts up those who are bowed down. The Lord loves the righteous." When we consider God's care, His great power, and His loving heart, how can we help but begin to look up and just praise Him? We can walk through every day knowing that, as it says later in verse 10, the Lord reigns forever for all generations. He lifts us up when we're bowed down. That's a wonderful thing. Psalm 121 verses 1 and 2 says, "I will lift up my eyes to the mountains, from where shall come my help? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth." Bottom line here is that our answers are not here on this earth, no matter how hard or where we look. Truth is, people won't ever be the answer for our every need. Money, possessions, and success can't ever satisfy that God-shaped void deep inside. This world will never be free of all conflict. The government won't ever fix all our problems because it can't. No matter who the president is, no matter what we face in life, God is still on the throne. He's all-powerful. God is a mountain mover. He's the creator of heaven and earth. He's always with us, always. He breathes help and strength into our souls and in every day of our lives. So just for today, let's stop looking at our phones, our friends, our money, our careers, our troubles, and instead look to the one who can change things in our life and rejoice that He is still on the throne, He is still in control, and that He is concerned for us. Luke 21:28, "And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh." So, folks, our redemption draweth nigh. Let's look up. I hope you make today a terrific day, and I want you to know that I'm here if you need me, and I love you all.